Hi again, everybody. If you're just tuning in, welcome back to Dunrovin Ranch in lovely Lola, Montana. I am your very own ranch manager, Kelly, and this is the Walkabout. Um, I have a very special guest, and I didn't tell anyone who our guest is, and she graciously made the time, and we're lucky enough that she had the time to join us today. I thought you all would like to hear some beautiful words about beautiful words about some beautiful birds, past and present. And so I would like to reintroduce you to Terry Kiley. Hey, Terry.
Hi, Kelly. Hi, Suzanne. Hi, everybody. Dunrovin.
Hey, everybody. It's Terry again. And Terry, you are a landscape artist, but you're also a writer, and you write beautiful stones, and which is a story poem.
Yes.
And I just contacted you. I said, Terry, are you available? And will you read to us? And she said, yes, which is wonderful. And I'm wondering, before we went live, you were telling me about the four that you would like to share with us today. Do you mind retelling that now that everyone's joined us?
Oh, not at all. Hi, everybody, and welcome, and thank you for having me. The very first one I'm going to do was one of the ones that has already been read at Dunrovin, which is Off Days at Dunrovin, which is about Honk, Hero, and Hoot. And then we had large raptors. I started the stones writing off of the seasons of the birds on the explore.org site as well. So I have one about a hummingbird season. And then we have all learned about loss on these sites. We've had tremendous joy, but tremendous loss. I wrote one called Firsties Stone. And Firsties Stone can be related to any nest that has a loss. And it's about a season following a season of loss, and the feelings and the emotions and the hopes and the fears that come with waiting to see what that season will bring. And then, just for fun, when we're on the and they're slow, people find ways to entertain themselves. And on the Hummingbird site, Bella Hummingbird, on explore.org, there was a day, I wasn't there, but I came back onto this at night, where a fruit fly had gotten into the nectar feeder. And everybody spent hours making fun of the poor little fruit fly. So I had to write a film about this poor little fruit fly. So backwash the fruit fly will be the last one.
Yes, we all do find ways to keep ourselves entertained and educated.
Well, we do, and the important part is that my stones, what I try to do is they are the story of the birds, the animals, whatever, but I try to incorporate the feelings that the community has shared around the events that I write about through the voices of the animals that I write. So, like, Backwash was hilarious. You know, it was a day where everybody was having fun. So I try to incorporate that. So that's how we happen.
There's so many ups and downs, as we all know, in nature. And, to us, they're ups and downs. The actual animal participants, I don't know what they actually feel. But boy, as a community, going through the cycles of nature, life and death, and birth and new beginnings and endings, it's a roller coaster, and we all share it together. And I think your stones perfectly capture that. So I thank you so much again. I'd love for you to share with us what you've written.
Okay. So the first one is Off Days at Dunrovin. When the season began, hope was carried for three, called Honk, Hero, and Hoot. We prayed all would fly free. These words are the story of the wonder of you, of a little one lost, and the blessing of two. One did live before Hal, his heart's happy for you. He so loved your dear mom, now he flies with Hoot too. Your dad is quite special. Early on he brought gifts to woo your sweet mama, all the hay he could lift. What dear parents you have, their devotion so deep. They provide all you need, your well-being they keep. We laughed at your antics as you played through the day, from osprey to fledgling, now too stunning osprey. A cream-colored baby lays below in some hay. You so wonder and wonder how it will fly one day. Its size befuddles you and its number of legs. You don't see any wings. What's the size of its egg? You were close nestlings, as fledglings you stayed near. Except for the fish squabbles, your heart bond was quite clear. It shows you're survivors when you fight over fish. This is learning for you, lessons for which we wish. Honk, your fledge surprised us, and most likely you too, to a tree. For you, a roof would do. You are beyond perfect, with magnificent wings. Your beauty astounds us, joy to hearts you do bring. Chocolate brown feathers, with tips frosted in white. You take one's breath away. You're a glorious sight. You looked down on mountains, now you soar o'er their tops. You glide through the valleys, this makes our hearts stop. Oh, we wish you'd remain, but your destiny calls. Migration awaits you as summer turns to fall. A bounty awaits you in lakes, rivers, and streams. Big, bright, glistening fish in clear water will gleam. You will fly to the south, where you'll rest and you'll grow. Then a call to the north when migration winds blow. There you'll set up a nest as your parents have done. We will pray that you're blessed with dear daughters and sons. Your genes carry greatness, your species is sublime. You now join with others to carry on your line. We will always miss you, yet we're grateful of heart. That of your great story, we were blessed to take part. Once the sky called to you, we knew you would depart, but you'll never be gone. You're held in our hearts. May the wind lift your wings. May you soar far and wide. May you fly long and strong in your home in the sky. May God bless you and keep you, honkin' hero. The end.
Wonderful. That's beautiful, Terry.
Thank you. Thank
How
you.
long did it take you to write something?
Well, it's interesting because I'm not a writer. You said that I was, but I'm not.
Oh.
Yeah, I started, the last thing in the world I would write is a poem, but I had lost I was losing my dad, I had lost my mother, and watching the sites, the words just started to come. So some of them come very easily, and other ones I work on. I don't know, for example, if anybody watches the Cornell site with the red-tailed hawks. We lost Ezra. The bonded pair, Ezra and Big Red. Ezra was lost a few years back, and I wrote his, but it took me a very long time because I was writing his story as opposed to just about a season. Yes. I'm also writing about the Bermuda Cahal, if anybody follows that site, the storm petrel and the petrels. And that one is taking me a long time because, again, I'm trying to capture a story that goes way beyond just the season that they're in. So some of them are quick. This one, the Ospreys at Dunrovin, probably only took me a couple of days because my heart moment comes rather quickly.
Yes. Oh, wonderful. So, what else would you like? What else would you like to share with us? I'm excited.
What else? I'm sorry. What?
Do you have another one? Do you have another one you'd like to share?
I do. So on explore.org, one of my favorite sites is the Bella Hummingbird Nest. And that site as well has had joys and losses. And this one is about joy. So this one was little Acacia and Aster, and they were born in 2017. So their title is Adoring Acacia and Aster. So here we go.
Okay.
From a tic-tac-size egg, we emerged from the shell. We squirmed and we squiggled, and you knew all was well. We pushed tiny talons against one another. We were ever so warm below our sweet mother. Mama brings buggy stew. Mama brings buggy stew. Mama brings buggy stew. Mama brings buggy stew. Eyes slits too wide open. We see up, we see down. Oh, what sights surround us as we look all around. We are pretty mama, feathers We see pretty mama, feathers glistening green. She is the loveliest sight of the beauty we've seen. We grow over the night, feathers burst from below, wingies start to appear, and then beaks start to grow. In the alien phase, we have bellies so pink, we heard you all laughing, then we changed in a blink. We have no idea what these wingies are for. They lift and they flutter. Will they ever do more? Tiny mustaches sprout. We itch and we tickle. That thing on our faces helps out with this pickle. Whirly twirlies are fun. It's a shell game we play to keep you all guessing who is who day by day. We flick tongues of white silk in the nest together. We blink very softly. We preen our feathers. We talk to each other. We tell hummingbird yolks. Ha! See what we did there? Did you laugh? Did you, folks? We had friends to play with, a beautiful sparrow. She came down from the sky as if from an arrow. Then all of a sudden our wings whirred and whirred. We flapped on the nest's edge till we were just a blur. Then all of a sudden, Acacia was gone. She left our sweet nest not too long after dawn. I'm alone in the nest, but wait, what is this? My dear sister is back. My heart feels such bliss. She landed on my back, rubbed me up and around. We were both delighted that each other we'd found. She tells me of wonders in the lavender light, of blue sky and gardens, sights she saw on her flight. I flapped fast as I could, I so wanted to fly, and to my amazement, I flew straight for the sky. Mama checks on the nest, her sweet babies have flown. What do mamas feel when their babies are grown? Now the nest is empty, dear memories it holds, of two precious babies who grew strong, brave, and bold. We can look upon you, see you smile through tears. We know you will miss us, though you shout out your cheers. Hummingbirds touch the heart. We do not say goodbye. We'll love you for always. We'll bring you to the skies. We too bless them with love as they fly in glory. We too never forget. Our hearts hold their story. The end.
Wow, that's beautiful. I was so lost in that. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Gosh, I was completely lost in that. It was wonderful.
What I'm hoping.
Not a generic. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. What? Go ahead, Kelly.
I was saying that's clearly not just a generic story because the sister came back.
Yes.
Okay. And where is this nest? The nest?
On the explore.org cams, there's a nest called Bella Hummingbird. And I've been on the Cornell cams where I think Dunrovin was originally, back around 2012, which is how I came across Dunrovin. And then on the Explore cams, one of the original ones was the Hummingbird site, and I found it by accident. You will have to invite me back if you'd like to hear this stone. Maybe I could find it if you have time.
Yeah.
But I found it by accident, and there was a non-viable egg. They usually have two. And everybody in California, which is where the nest is, all those chatters, I didn't chat at the time, thought that the second egg was non-viable. I got up in the morning on the East Coast, and there was a baby in there in the nest, and I started shouting to California, wake up, there's a baby.
Yay.
And the way the light hit her nest, she was gold, so it was the golden egg. And hers was the first film I ever wrote, because where I just read about the buggy stew, all mother hummingbirds is feed the baby, feed the baby, feed the baby, feed the baby. And Goldie's is only one. They usually have two. So she was like baby Huey. She was enormous. We didn't think we could possibly fledge out of that nest. And so Goldie's tome, which I would be delighted to read, I'm just not sure I can find it in a minute, is delightful. She had a successful fledge, and she was just as funny as she could be. So, and I have about 40 of these. So if I ever get them in order, I'd be happy to read some more.
Okay. That's wonderful.
Next one is, I'm going to try to organize my computer here and see if I can read a little bit easier. This next one is Firsty Stone. And for all of you that are part of these communities, I know that when we've suffered losses, there is a lot of fear, and it's very hard to contain that. And this was about a nest in Hog Island in Maine that had years of lost birds. It was terribly painful. And this was a stone I wrote to capture the feelings for the people that were trying to describe how hard it was to bring hope after all those losses. So this little bird, it's Firsties because it was the first egg. So this is Firsty Stone. Many months have gone by with heaviness of heart. We wrestled with feelings. Our tears would just start. We prayed with abandon. We waited together. For this season we hoped, but we knew not whether. Steve and Rachel returned, and the magic begins. When their nest they did build, oh, our hearts were all in. In a bed of soft moss, way down deep in the nest, the 3 eggs were cradled. These parents are the best. Then a pip in a shell, chatters explode with joy. A new one is coming. Will it be girl or boy? Our wants are not much, that you're well and you're strong, that you're safe in the nest, that your life is quite long. When Firsty is born, there are tears of all kinds. Prayers and blessings are said. Words are so hard to find. For one so tiny, you have so much to bear. You must carry great love for these many who care. But this is a grand thing, to be loved in this way. We will be by your side as you grow day by day. So eat well, little one. Dad will bring you the fish. Sleep under Mom's feathers. For now, that's our wish. The end.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Very nice.
So I also tried. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Actually, you paint a very vivid picture.
Well, thank you for that, because what I try to do, because this was about, this was a real osprey nest. The losses at Dunrovin were real birds. But I also want anybody that hasn't been able to watch the cameras, that doesn't necessarily are not able to get out into nature, to be able to hear the story and to feel the story. It's about us engaging with nature. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. How much time do we have?
As much as you want. To talk about another 10 minutes or so.
Okay, so if you, I'm just not sure, because I don't have any more written down that I can read in my own handwriting, but I am blasting through my computer to see if they're, all right.
While you do that, I can ask the members if they have any questions or comments or anything they'd like to say to Terry or ask Terry. We can do that too.
And I found one, so when you're ready, just let me know.
Go right ahead, Terry, whenever you're ready.
So to everybody out on the community, I had written a stone. It was a gift for the Albatross cam on the Cornell site. And for anybody that's interested, the Tross cam operators in Hawaii and the Cornell Lab of Ornithology put a video to it. If you go to the Cornell site and you click on, just on the left-hand side where they write their highlights, just click on 2016. And not very far down is the video. It's Terry Kiley, Raison Albatross Dome. It's really just one click. So anybody that wanted to watch the video, these two albatross they're real birds. It's a season that I watched. I don't chat. And I just wrote this dome in honor of the albatross and the work that their researchers do. And then I sent it to them, and they made that wonderful video. So that's
something. Oh, how wonderful is that?
There will be a little lag time because I have to flip back and forth because the way I have this on my computer. So I will say the end when it's over, okay?
Okay, perfect.
Are we ready?
Okay. We're ready.
The albatross dome is in honor of Kealoha and Hanua. Who could possibly know, from majesty so fair, could spring such a fluff ball with such soft downy hair? On the ground, oh so low, in a nest soft and sweet, a precious face looks out from between parents' feet. A whittle, a waddle, a climb up from the bowl, it's up and it's over, its face happily glows. Mom watches for a time, afar dad flies to fish. Then both parents travel to bring squid, the main dish. Those yummy squid smoothies, such a tempting delight, little one doesn't know it builds strength for first flight. When the folks are away many days in a row, the little one explores, and it grows and it grows. The beak lengthens in size, soon the nubs turn to wings, and the size of the feet a ridiculous thing. Feathers start to appear, and they itch, leaning backwards to preen, toss face plants in a ditch. What is that up the hill? Oh my, what could it be? A silly-looking thing, sitting under that tree. Its wings start to flapping as it leads with its beak. It gathers momentum and starts moving its feet. There's a meet and a greet with bill clacking for sure. A new friendship is born that for months will endure. Its home is an island with the sea on all sides. It's beginning to feel a pull toward the sky. All clumsy and gangly, being only half grown, they are not yet aware that such beauty's been sown. A change overtakes them, they are sleek and sublime. Within each of them now, a rare beauty we find. Then the wind lifts their wings, bright new feathers glisten. Now the sea calls to them, it's time, and they listen. Their long wings they unfurl, they face toward the cliff. Their feet lift from the earth, and they wonder, what if? Then with one graceful leap, as the land falls behind, they soar over the sea. Their true home they do find. The end.
Lovely.
Thank you.
It must be somewhat gratifying that they put. Well, let me ask you this: what do you think of the video they put with your stone?
It was magnificent. Yeah, it was magnificent. Because it was a real albatross, and it was written about real. Like the one up the hill is hard for somebody that isn't watching the video because that was when Kealoha met Hanua, because they were wandering. They leave their nest and they met, and when they meet the albatross, they clack their bills, and so that was them finding each other for the first time, seeing other albatross babies other than themselves. But that piece was hard without the video. But the video, it was absolutely magnificent, and I have sent them the one on Ezra and Big Red. Again, depending on what people are interested in and what time you have, that's one that I actually have written in handwriting that I can read.
Yeah.
So if people will, because I write longhand, so I do have backwash, which is very short. And if people are wanting to hear more, I could read you Ezra's and Big Red's.
Yes, please. We'd love to hear it, I'm sure. I'd love to hear it.
Okay, so Ezra and Big Red were a bonded pair, like Ozzie and Harriet at Dunrovin, for years and years, and Ezra was, they think, killed I said I could find this, but that might not be true. Ezra, they believe, was killed by an eagle, and it was just very, very devastating. They'd been together, I think, at least 12 years.
My goodness.
And they just raised beautiful, beautiful babies. And I am wandering aimlessly right this minute, so give me a
okay.
I may not be able to find this one.
That's okay. I'd love to hear the story anyway. Yeah. We do a lot of aimless wandering around here. It's okay.
Yeah. Oh, good. Aimless wandering is good. Well, if you, I'm gonna have to post a picture on the page of what these look like when they're
great.
When they're in their not on the computer phase. But I believe that I had put Ezra's in Big Red somewhere safe where I'll find it in a year or two. So we'll keep that one.
You can come back. We hope you come back.
And so let me just click on really quickly. There might be one more that I can find with relative ease. So I did send them Ezra's, and they okay, there's this. I have like 40 of them. If I was computer literate, this winter I would had to get them into word processing situation.
Yes, because you're a landscaper, so when winter comes, you don't do much outside, I imagine.
I just kind of go missing for very, very, very periods of time. Good. Okay, so I have found, if you give me just a minute to see if it has an ending on it.
Of course. So where was Ezra and Big Red's nest?
Ezra and Big Red is on Cornell. They're on the Cornell site.
But where is the nest itself? Or where was the nest itself?
I'm sorry, where's what?
Where was the nest itself?
Oh, Ezra and Big Red, interestingly, they nest in the stadium lights at Cornell University.
Oh, literally at Cornell. I thought you meant just on the website.
No. They literally live there. And they have what they call logs, which are birders on the ground. So they're out taking pictures and reporting back. They tweet, which I don't do. So if you follow the tweets, you can see what happens during the day. But they lived there, so they were part of the university's history. And Ezra was named after the founder of Cornell. Quite an honor. And the stone, which honestly I truly wish I knew where I'd put it. It is one of my favorites. They had requested names. The new mate for Big Red, and she found a lovely mate, and he has been named Arthur after the gentleman, Arthur Doc Allen, created the Cornell Lab of Ornithology, the ornithology lab within Cornell. So the new one is named Arthur, and he is quite magnificent. And
it's interesting that the female's name is Big Red. Where would that come from?
The female hawks, as is red-tailed.
Oh, they're hawks. Never mind. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, they're hawks, and she's much bigger, and she's very, very red.
I was thinking osprey, but yes.
No, they're red-tailed hawks, and but it was one of the first cams that ever came out. So honestly, I wish I had dug that other one up.
Terry.
But I didn't.
That's perfectly fine.
Here it is.
We've come out. Got it?
I found it. Just a minute to line her up in some kind of order.
Okay.
That's the hard part.
All of us know about computers and losing things and finding things.
I'm a bit older than the usual computer people, and I don't have children, so I'm really, really, really behind the eight ball on having somebody that will help me. But I did find it. Thank you all for your patience. And there will be the same pause when I flip from one to the other on the pages here. So this bird was as beloved for the Cornell community as your birds at Dunrovin. And so it was a huge, huge loss to their community and to me. I've watched the camp since 2011, and I hope that I had honored Ezra. But this is, and I will say the end again at the end. This is remembering Ezra. There are few words, Ezra, that express your glory, yet it's all that we have to tell your great story. You were the pinnacle in the red-tail world, eyes sharp, gleaming feathers as you dipped, dove, and swirled. Big Red was your equal, majestic and divine. Your shared traits created an incredible line. Your devotion was true, such a strong bonded pair, poetry in motion as you reared chicks so fair. Your nest materials chosen and placed with care. Of course, Big Red moved them. We cracked up at your stare. Food with feathers and fur, you brought so many kinds, a veritable banquet. Oh, the things you did find. The favorite by far, it was not to be sold. We're still laughing today when you brought the live toad. You had one little one who did not pledge by choice. She lived in a lilac. When she flew, we rejoiced. She car-hopped and laddered as she reached to the height. Your patience was noble as you encouraged flight. When she finally leaped, she crashed right into you. You both spiraled downward. A dad hug till she flew. Your loss was so painful, hearts broke for Big Red. The wind carried deep sighs, glistening tears were shed. You have sired great birds, who now grace the earth's skies. They carry you with them at all times when they fly. You do not soar alone, you've chicks in heaven's sky. Wings beat in rhythm, and as one you all fly. Life went on at Cornell, a tapestry of love, your magnificent thread still woven from above. Your beautiful mate found one worthy of her. We so wanted no less, in hearts gratitude stirred. The majestic Arthur on stadium lights reigns. He so takes after you, we believe it ordained. You will not fade from mind, your memory is near. You were splendid, Ezra. You are held very dear. You quietly taught us of a world apart, but we saw the sameness in matters of the heart. Such fond memories dwell in our hearts and souls. Your destiny fulfilled, a new chapter unfolds. Godspeed, dear Ezra. The end.
Thank you so much, Terry.
Well, you're welcome. So should we do backwash?
Let's do what?
Should I finish with backwash?
Sure, we'll finish up. Yes, thank you.
Backwash.
This is a nice little poetic break from so much of what we've had to talk about lately. Yes, please read one more.
Okay, so this is the epic tale of Backwash Fruit Fly, who got himself into the hummingbird feeding. Okay.
Love it.
Okay. Backwash was a fruit fly, drawn to nectar so sweet, got into some trouble, searching something to eat. Oh, Backwash, 'twas a cruel twist of fate, losing your little life over something you ate. The aroma was strong, so refreshing it seemed. When you let yourself in, then no way out was deemed. Such a brave little one, wow, what a daring feat, to swim round and round at the hummingbird's feet. It's the circle of life, buggy stew you became. Your appetite won out, would have helped to abstain. We loved you but briefly, our hearts you did touch. You're part of our story. We enjoyed you so much. The end.
I love it. It's a great way to end. And I'm glad we were able to remind the members that Harriet and Hal, God willing, we'll see them in April. And Terry, I know that you still watch our cam, I believe.
I do. I'm still trying to work on joining the community, so that's on my winter list.
Yes, and I know that you have a new puppy, and perhaps in the next month or so you can join me. We have a Sunday program called Fur and Feathers. where I speak to members about their pets. So I don't want to spoil. We'll see what the next month brings for you in Walden, and maybe you can share that with us in the near future.
That would be wonderful. And Walden is delighted because he's a bit of a show off.
Yeah, I can tell.
Yeah, he's a bit of a show off.
Thank you. I'm going to sign off with everyone, Terry. I really appreciate you jumping in on such short notice and sharing your work with us.
Thank you, everyone, for listening, and thank you, Kelly. I really appreciate your asking me.
Okay, well, I'm going to sign off to everyone, and when we see tonight, we have Diva and Donkey training, and I will see you guys in a couple hours. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.